Welcome to Citizen Spotlight. I'm Aditi Thatte, Executive Director at Medfield TV. Today, I have a special guest, Jennifer Jaques, who is a dancer, a dance and fitness instructor. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, Aditi. Thank you so much for asking me to come.
Yeah, thank you for coming. It's so great to have you on the show.
Thank
and
you.
I'm really excited about the show that we're going to be covering so many different things. Let's start with your dance background.
Well, I was a dance major at the Boston Conservatory of Music. After I graduated, I taught dance part-time at several colleges and high schools, and I taught ballet and modern or contemporary dance, jazz and tap. I choreographed for the Boston College Dance Ensemble for a couple of years, and I taught dance history and technique at Dana Hall in Wellesley for 4 years, and I also choreographed their annual musical with Roxbury Latin as well.
Great, that's like a lot. That's really interesting, you know, all the background with what you do, and then you're using that right now with everything that you're doing too. So tell me about your fitness, how you came about being a fitness instructor.
Well, the fitness craze really took off in the 80s, and it was a natural progression for me to get involved. Because of my dance background and the kind of training that I did at the conservatory, we studied things outside of the dance studio and technique class, anatomy and kinesiology and alignment. It made the progression a natural one for me to get involved in health and wellness. I started teaching at A Joy of Movement, where I was the assistant manager. I taught 15 classes a week, and we would teach a ballet class and go into an aerobics class and then go back to a jazz class. I was also hired as a consultant for a company called Move It and Lose It, and we went into businesses. They were trying to get the employees healthy, and we would do fitness programs at lunchtime or after work. Honeywell, Badger Engineering, Sweetheart Plastics, Bank of Boston. I really traveled all over, and we did fitness programs for large corporations, and I also got certified in physical education from the state of Massachusetts so that I could teach in PE departments at area high schools. And I think the dance background with the fitness enabled me to have the versatility to train people to use their bodies in a number of ways.
So it's amazing how many things you've done and the
teaching
scope.
35 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's again, you know, you have to learn so much more. It's not just dance and fitness, but you have to know so much about the body and how it works, and then if there's injuries, you know, how to prevent that. So when did you move to Medfield?
I've been a Medfield resident for 27 years.
Wow.
I moved to town when I was 9 months pregnant with twins, and all of a sudden I had 2 infants and a busy teaching schedule, and it made it very attractive to me to find ways to teach closer to home. And I started looking at community programs. I started at Dover Sherburne and Westwood and West Roxbury, and eventually started teaching the bulk of my classes right here in town at Medfield Park and Recreation at the FAF Center. And I've been teaching for 22 years at Medfield Park and Recreation. I've made wonderful, wonderful friends. I love teaching in my hometown. I've met people from all ages, all backgrounds that I wouldn't have met otherwise. It's really been wonderful. Exercise is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where people are in their daytime jobs, where they're coming from, or where they're headed to after class. We have that common experience once or twice a week.
Yeah.
The other wonderful thing about the classes right here in a community setting is the group becomes like a family almost. Every session. I've had people with me for years and with each other, and they really care about each other. This is something that you don't see in a health club setting. I think that there's a bonding that goes on. We've had births and deaths and marriages and divorces, and the group is very supportive. We've taken the class as a class and then gotten in our cars and gone to visit someone that's just had surgery, or taken the class and gone to a wake to support a class member who's lost someone, or gone to a restaurant to celebrate some important event. And it's really a community unto
Wow.
itself.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of community connections, friendships, and really socially you're there for each other also, and then you meet up. So it sounds like a great thing. You know, like you said, it's not something you would do at the club. You go work out and you get out. So I am really also excited about the salsa date night. So tell me a little bit about that.
So much fun.
Yeah.
You can't be sad when you're salsa dancing. It's impossible. The music is terrific.
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun.
You know, I don't think our society commonly has a lot of opportunity for social dancing right now. A wedding, maybe, or a special event where there's a band. But in my parents' generation, certainly my grandparents' generation, there was many more opportunities, I think. It was part of their culture, and it's not part of ours.
I agree.
What I tried to do is bring something to town where people can get together for a social night out on a Friday and learn a couple of moves and get comfortable on the dance floor and really have some fun. It's not about becoming Dancing with the Stars ballroom dancers. It's really just learning to be able to dance a little bit so that you can enjoy yourself. And Friday night is a date night after all, which is why I named it that. And it's been very popular. We have people in their 20s and 30s and all the way up to their 70s who've taken the class. And everybody has a ball. And we also offer a second date for those people that have mastered the intro moves and want to learn a few more. And I only offer it 3 or 4 times a year. It's a very short class.
And there's no experience necessary?
No
Anybody
experience.
can come in?
If you can count to 3, I can get you to salsa dance.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. You know, I'm inspired to take it. So hopefully I'll do it one of these days.
I'll get you dancing.
But it sounds like a great fun night on a Friday, and it's not a huge commitment, but you end up learning to dance. So how great would it be to say, I know how to do salsa? So that's great. I hope people sign up and come to your classes. You're going to be offering that. We'll get to the details at the end of the show. But,
okay.
Also, the next one that I've been really amazed to learn is about Tai Chi. I've never done Tai Chi. I've seen people do it, but I know next to nothing about it. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Sure. So Tai Chi is a series of movements based on martial arts. The word actually comes from the word slow boxing, so it's self-defense movements. Tai Chi has been around literally for 2,000 years, centuries.
Amazing.
It's performed all over the world, and there's a lot of benefits to doing Tai Chi, but I find I love it because it's incredibly calming. We lead very busy, very scheduled, very stressful lives, and doing Tai Chi for even a few minutes can be very peaceful and can shut out all the noise. The particular routine that I teach, called the Yang 24, short form, is the most widely practiced routine in the world. And it's amazing to me that what we're doing right here in Medfield, Massachusetts, on North Street on a Saturday morning is exactly the same moves, in exactly the same order, done exactly the same way that they are doing in every country in the world. And I think that's really cool.
I think that sounds so interesting. You know, it's not only just a little Medfield community, it sounds like it's a global, right?
It is. You know, the medical community has known for years that there are medical benefits to Tai Chi. You know, they recommend doing Tai Chi for lowering your blood pressure, for your balance, for people with arthritis, people with bad knees. It strengthens your immune system. It helps you sleep better. And there are all these medical things that people recommend doing Tai Chi for. But personally, I think it can't be beat for stress relief. And I started doing Tai Chi years ago when one of my 3 daughters was battling cancer while she was in high school. And as you can imagine, it was a very difficult time for me and my family. And Tai Chi really helped me. It was a way for me to shut out all the noise just for a few minutes and find some peace. And one of the reasons that it works like that is because you concentrate so intently on the precision of the movement. on the flow of the movement, having one move into the next move, into the next move, into the next move, with no beginning and no end. And it's almost like a slow motion movie. Some people call Tai Chi meditation in motion. And it really makes you have to block out everything else in order to be able to perform it like that. The other enjoyment of doing Tai Chi in a group setting is the aim of the group is to really move as a unit so that everyone is moving at the same speed. And that's part of the fun and part of the challenge of doing it in a group. Yeah. I have a friend that says, you can never be perfect. And so no matter how long you've been doing Tai Chi, your aim every time you do those 24 moves is to make each one perfect.
Wow, it just sounds amazing to me again, and thank you for sharing your personal story. You know, it does, almost all of us have stress in our lives, and it seems like it's such a great way of de-stressing and being able to perfect the same movements over and over again once you learn it. And I love the fact that it's in a group setting, and also the added bonus of that whole family unit that you were talking about. The whole class
That's
becomes
true.
a family. So all of those, and then the health benefits, of course. You know, anything that you do, but if you do it regularly, it's great, along with other lifestyle changes. So I just love the fact that it's low impact and easy to do. And I feel like that's a dance too, just the movements when I see people doing it.
It
looks like dance,
yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah. So that's so Jennifer does Salsa Date Night, the Tai Chi classes, and then she does more, folks. You know, I guarantee she's got more stuff. So the next one is Step Aerobics. So tell me a little bit about that. I know some, but I don't think I know all the details of how you do it. And same thing, you know, it doesn't have a lot of, it's still low impact, right, Step Aerobics?
Well, Step Aerobics was introduced in the early 90s by a woman named Jen Miller. And she developed this using a platform that was adjustable for a way for her to battle back from an injury. And it's a terrific way to get your heart pumping in a relatively short amount of time. And everybody knows that cardio activity is good for you, for heart health. And the beauty of using an adjustable platform is that no matter what your height is or your fitness level is, you can tailor this to match your needs. So I'm a relatively short woman, and if there's a 6'5" gentleman in my class, he can adjust the platform accordingly. And likewise, no matter what your level of fitness is, you can adjust the intensity of what you're doing based on the height of the step as well. I've been teaching step class since it's been around, and I'm not tired of it yet. It's fun, and it's a great cardio workout, and it appeals to men and women because it's not too dancey. So
Okay, yeah.
It's like more calisthenic.
All right, that sounds like fun, because we all need to get some cardio in to get the balance. You know, you have to do everything supposedly, and that seems like fun. It sounds better than running to me. And you and I were talking about, you know, running. It's not my favorite thing anymore. I used to like it a long time ago, but not anymore. Same with you. I think you said you prefer.
I like doing the step class because you do it to music, and I change the music all the time, and it just makes the class fly.
Okay, so it's better than just plugging and trying to run and, you know, doing all of that.
Well,
so
there are
nice.
people that are big runners too, and this is just different.
Yeah,
it's just a different cardio.
It's an alternate too, right?
Absolutely.
So that's great. And then, so we covered all three, which was again salsa dance, salsa date night, and then Tai Chi, step aerobics, and there's something else that Jennifer does, which is body sculpting, and she created this concept. So why don't you take it from here and give us what you did with body sculpting?
Body sculpting is the name of a class I came up with by fusing together elements of dance and exercise training, and it really targets specific muscle groups.
Okay.
And I think because of my dance background, I incorporated a lot of dance exercises that one would find in a ballet class during the bar section, and that's actually become quite popular recently, but I've been doing it since I left the conservatory. Same with the Pilates portion of the class, and Pilates is recently, in the past 10 years, become part of our exercise vocabulary, but that was invented by a ballet dancer who was injured, who needed a way to come back from her injury because she couldn't stand at the ballet bar and she needed an alternate way to do her exercise. I also incorporate strength training, and we use some weights because doctors tell you that strength training is very important, especially as we age. And I'm also a big fan of some of the older exercise gurus, Jack LaLanne, for instance, who used isometric exercises, and I incorporate those as well. It's been a very popular class since I've been teaching it, and I think it's because every level of ability can get something out of it. And people tell me that just when they start taking the class, even in a few weeks, that they can feel a difference. And they also tell me that if they skip a few weeks and have to miss some classes, when they come back, they feel a difference too. That they've missed the class. So
yeah, I can definitely relate to that because sometimes my dance is like dance or exercise is up and down. So it feels good when I'm steady and doing it, all the time. So that's great. So folks, again, Jennifer Jaques is right here in Medfield, in our backyards. She's such a treasure with all the things and different options. And it's almost like a personal trainer to me. It feels like even though you have a class, but you pay attention to everyone on an individual basis too. And they can come to you whenever they want to.
Absolutely.
So it's just wonderful. So make sure you sign up. Jennifer has classes up at the Park and Rec. So Jennifer, can you tell the audience how they can participate, sign up?
Sure. You can go right to the Park and Rec building on North Street and register in person, or you can visit www.medfieldrec.com.
So Jennifer, thank you so much. This was great. I feel like I've gone through dance, exercise, and so much more. And also, relieving all the stress, and it seems like it was a form of meditation, especially Tai Chi. So I enjoyed this, and I invite you back to come and talk about any of these in more detail at some point.
Come take a class.
I will,
Okay.
I will, and I hope everyone can too. So it's wonderful. You don't have to travel far to go. It's right here in the backyard.
Aditi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again, and thank you for watching. Until next time, good night.
You're watching Medfield TV, community shows.